Ever scroll through those travel blogs and, like get green with envy at people living their best lives in some charming villa in Tuscany?
Oh, yeah.
And then that little thing called budget
Right.
brings you crashing back to reality.
Exactly.
Well, today we are diving deep into Trusted House Sitters,
Okay.
a platform that promises to make those travel dreams a reality without breaking the bank.
Sounds too good to be true.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
And to guide us on this deep dive, we have a seasoned traveler in her 70s, Roberta,
Wow.
who is actively using Trusted House Sitters on her world trip.
Amazing.
So she's sharing her experiences in a blog post.
That's fantastic.
And let me tell you, this is one deep dive you won't want to miss.
I'm excited to hear about this.
The Trusted House Sitters in a nutshell connects homeowners looking for pet sitters with eager travelers like you,
Right.
offering free accommodation in exchange for some TLC for their furry friends.
Makes sense.
Now I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
It sounds a little
Too good to be true.
too good to be true.
Right.
Yeah.
He does a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's great is that, Trusted House Sitters has a proven track record. Like, they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Over 1 million members strong.
Wow.
They've facilitated over 2 million house-sitting assignments
Right.
in over 130 countries.
That's incredible.
So we're talking about a global network of trust and shared experiences here.
That is really cool. But handing over your keys to a complete stranger,
Yeah.
even with all those impressive numbers,
Yeah.
has got to come with some concerns, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's where their verification process comes into play.
All right.
Trusted House Sitters really emphasizes safety and security.
Okay.
They do background checks, they verify IDs, they encourage these really detailed profiles and references.
Okay.
So it's not just about, matching homeowners with potential sitters. It's about building this framework of trust.
It's about peace of mind.
Exactly.
Knowing that both sides have been vetted.
Oh.
Like, remember that time I told you about when I was convinced I left a window open back home?
Oh, yeah.
I spent half the vacation worrying.
I do that too.
So, yeah, having those security measures in place,
Yeah,
that's a game changer.
totally.
Speaking of peace of mind, let's talk more about Roberta's experiences. I mean, she's out there living the dream, exploring the world well into her 70s, and using Trusted House Sitters as her secret weapon.
Exactly, and she's got some great advice for anyone starting out. In her blog post, she stresses the importance of a detailed profile, which makes complete sense. It's your chance to make a great first impression, virtually speaking, of course.
It's like your online resume for pet sitting, right? You want to stand out, showcase your experience, your love for animals, maybe even that secret talent for baking dog biscuits.
Precisely. And Roberta highlights a brilliant strategy for newbies. Focus on those last-minute, short-term sits nearby. Think of it as a win-win for both sides. Homeowners get reliable help, and you gain valuable experience and build that all-important positive feedback.
Makes total sense. Those initial positive reviews are like gold, right? They build trust and show future hosts you're reliable. Kind of like when you order takeout for the first time and you're checking those reviews, hoping for the best, but bracing for the worst.
I see your point. And speaking of setting expectations, Roberta is a big advocate for clear communication, even suggesting a video call with potential hosts before committing to a house sit.
Now that's a smart move. Imagine showing up, expecting a Chihuahua, and being greeted by a Great Dane. Or worse, realizing you have completely different ideas about what daily walks actually entail.
Exactly. It's about aligning expectations beforehand. Roberta mentions in her blog that a quick video chat helps establish a rapport and address any concerns either side might have. Are we on the same page about feeding schedules, house rules, emergency contacts? These are all things you want to clarify up front.
So we've heard about the benefits, the importance of profiles and communication. But Roberta does mention she hasn't taken as many house sits as she'd like due to her busy travel schedule. Which begs the question, are there hidden costs or downsides that might not be immediately obvious? What about you? Have you ever used a house sitting service?
I haven't yet, but that's a great question and one that many potential users have. Let's address the elephant in the room, the annual membership fees. Trusted House Sitters offers different tiers, ranging from $119 to $249, depending on the level of service and support you're after.
Roberta opted for the middle tier, right?
Right.
So not the most basic, but not the all bells and whistles version either.
That's right.
And here's where it gets interesting. She mentions that the cost of that membership was fully offset after just one house sit. This suggests that frequent travelers, especially those taking multiple shorter trips, might benefit most from this model.
That's a great point. It's like any investment, really. You weigh the upfront cost against the potential long-term benefits. For someone like Roberta, who's on an extended trip, that cost seems pretty negligible, especially if it means staying in prime locations without the hefty hotel bills. So that's great for someone like Roberta, who's on like an extended trip.
Right.
But what about those of us who are maybe only taking 1 or 2 big trips a year?
Yeah.
Is Trusted House Sitters still a good option then?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And it really depends on, like your travel style and what your priorities are.
Okay. Yeah. For example, if you're someone who's really into like luxury accommodations, and you don't mind spending money on, travel when you do it,
Yeah.
this might not be the best fit.
Right. It's all about finding what works for you.
Exactly. And, if someone's on a tighter budget, they really value unique experiences
Yeah.
and they're comfortable with the responsibilities that come with pet sitting.
Yep.
This could be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And, Roberta even mentions this other platform, really called House Carers,
Okay.
as a potential alternative.
So there's competition out there.
There is.
Makes sense, though, right?
It does.
Like this style of travel is really taking off.
Yeah, it speaks to the rise of the sharing economy and how it's changing, travel.
For sure. For sure. And it's like with any big decision, right? It's important to do your research, look at multiple sources.
Exactly. One person's experience, even someone as, amazing and seasoned as Roberta,
Yeah.
is just one piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. It's not enough.
Right.
So, don't just take Roberta's word for
Yeah.
it, or even our word for it, for that matter.
Please don't.
We always say this.
Yeah.
It's about doing your own due diligence.
Exactly.
And part of that is looking at online reviews,
Yes.
which could be a goldmine of information.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So Trusted House Sitters has a 4.6 out of 5-star rating on Trustpilot
Wow.
with over 13,000 reviews.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about their track record.
Absolutely.
But, and this is key,
Okay.
don't just focus on the glowing testimonials.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Because those negative reviews, while sometimes uncomfortable to read, can be really valuable.
okay.
Because they give you those insights into potential downsides
That makes sense.
or things to be aware of.
Yeah.
Because, every story has two sides.
Right.
And those less than perfect experiences
Yeah.
can be just as illuminating as the positive ones.
Yeah, you get the full picture.
You get the full picture. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about approaching it all with a discerning eye.
I love that.
Right.
A discerning eye.
Yes.
I'm going to start using that.
You should.
Okay, great.
So we've explored Trusted House Sitters, this platform that offers, budget-friendly travel opportunities
yes.
with some furry companionship
the dream. For some people.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we've delved into the importance of verification, communication, creating that really stellar profile
Yes.
and doing your research.
Absolutely.
Because ultimately, whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or just starting your travel adventures,
Yeah.
it's about finding what works best for you.
I love that.
And that's what we hope we help you do.
That's what this is all about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we hope this deep dive has provided you with the information
Yes.
and the confidence to make those travel dreams a reality.
Get out there.
Yes, go live your best life.